Mike Shepard, umpire calls play for the second game of the doubleheader, and Ryan McLaughlin fires it in low. For strike one, I think that was called. That'll be high ball one. Ryan McLaughlin wearing number 31. It's not Greg Maddux. It's not Mike Scherzer, but it's near enough. Low and outside. He pitched 12 wins, 0 losses last year. ERA of 2.86. That is also low. 3-1. A little bit of a frame and pause from the catcher there, but the umpire was unmoved. In fact, I have never known Mike Shepard to be moved. That one is chopped down to the shortstop. Fired across, and the Herts score their ghost runner, but an out is recorded. That is a chopper and a hopper foul. I need to make sense of my scoreboard here, which is not playing well with me. There we go. Right on lefts, that's low and outside, ball one. Strike. Down the middle fastball. 1-2. And that is just outside the off the corner of the plate. 2-2. I am looking for this game on the NBL homepage, so I will add it to the chat as soon as I have it. That is a check swing, didn't go. And full count. That is a foul ball to the... Didn't quite see where it went, but I think it ended up over the fence down the third base line. Count remains full. And there should be one out. There we go. Now the scoreboard is correct. McLaughlin, swing and a miss, strike three. Kazuki Tezuka is the batter. That one is low for ball one. Will Zucker was the runner who scored from third. And then Satohiko Fukuda and Josh Marriott were the strikeout victims for Ryan McLaughlin. That is swung on, hit foul down the third base line, and out of play. That's outside. And Tezuka is untempted. 2-2. Count goes even. That one's in the dirt and low, and that was ball 4. My scorekeeping has been all over the place. Apologies for this. So, Herts Toucans will have a runner on first with 2 outs. And it will be the left-hander Tsuyoshi Furuya taking ball 1 outside. Furuya pitched an excellent game in the top half of this doubleheader and was an unlucky loser. That's a chopper down to second base. Second base looks at second but goes to first for the easy out. And the damage is only 1 as we go to the middle of the first. Eric Headland is the pitcher for the Herts Toucans. And he fires in a slowish fastball for strike 1. Robert Jacobs leading the batting for the Mets. That's... Well, Mike took a minute to think there, but it is strike 2. That's low for ball 1. Mets lineup mostly unchanged from the previous game, just shuffling around a bit. Swung on a miss, strike 3, and Eric Headland starts the Herts off with a strikeout. Taisei Nakahara batting second for the Mets. Quinn Cotton will bat third. Connor Brown, the catcher, batting fourth. Antoine Miller batting fifth. Gordon Cameron batting sixth. Otherwise, I think we had a slightly different order towards the bottom of the order last game because Ryan McLaughlin is now pitching. That's foul back to the screen. Strike one. So it'll be Mike Banagale batting 7th, Ryan McLaughlin batting 8th, and Walter Bass once more bringing up the tail at first base, moving over from DH. Nakahara sees one down the middle for strike 2. Looked like he was taking all the way there, but it was a strike all the way. Headland to Nakahara, chopped foul into the third base dugout. And the count remains 0-2. Nakahara gets underneath that one. That's popped up. It's on the infield. The shortstop's calling for it, and it goes into his glove for out number 2. Michael Barrett, the Herts shortstop, has looked pretty steady out there. There have been a couple errant throws across the diamond, but I think both of those came from third base. Miguel Rodriguez. And Headland will now face Quinn Cotton, the former minor league player and London Mets shortstop. He sees a ball inside. That's high for ball 2. Last year, Quinn Cotton recorded a 1.6. That's a 1.6, not 600 OPS. Average 483, 10 home runs, 92 total bases. Which explains why Eric might be pitching around him today. And that's a strike. 3-1 to Quinn Cotton. That one swung on into centre field for a base hit. Quinn Cotton will round first. He's headed to second. The centre fielder didn't come up with it cleanly, and Quinn unhesitatingly goes into second base for a stand-up double. And that will put a man into scoring position for the catcher, Connor Brown. That's low for ball 1. Connor Brown also consistently a productive hitter for the Mets. That one's low and in the dirt. Quinn does not advance. The catcher keeps it in front of him. Well smothered. Catchers have been on point today. There's been no drama behind the plate. That's low and outside. Fastball for ball 3. And quickly here, Connor Brown is ahead of the count, 3-0. That's down the middle, strike 1. Oh no, excuse me, that was a balk. The runner has advanced. Yes, that was a bulk call, and that will slide Quinn Cotton down to third. As Connor Brown takes a minute to dig back in and face the pitcher, Merrick Headland. That one's low in the dirt, ball four. Catcher smothers it. The runners will be at the corners for Antoine Miller, the left fielder. Antoine put in a gutsy at bat against Furuya earlier today. That one's inside and low. Ball one. But Furuya had struck out Miller twice, but Miller really put together was down 0-2, and it looked like a repick, but that's a dribbler going foul. No play. It looked a lot like Miller was going to strike out to Furia for a third time, but he put together a great at bat, and I think ended up walking if memory serves. That one's low and inside, and after pounding the zone to start off with, Eric Headland has lost it a little bit. It's 2-1 to Antoine Miller. Righty to lefty. That's hit into center field. Center field calls it. He has the catch. And after threatening, the Mets leave two runners on and do not score. We will go to the top of the second. Excuse me. Michael Barrett digs in to face Ryan McLaughlin. And that's down the middle for strike one. Curveball. That's swung on, chopped into the dirt, foul for strike one. Strike two, excuse me. That's inside, catches a bit of the umpire, catches a bit of the batter as well. That's going to be a hit by pitch. And Toucans have their first runner on. In the form of Michael Barrett. And Cameron Lee will come to the plate. That's inside. Ball one to Cameron Lee. That's a nice strike at the bottom of the zone, 1-1. Excuse me, Michael Barrett batting, not Cameron Lee. I believe the batting order on the system is a bit different than what I'm seeing on the field, so we'll try to clear that up. In any case, that's the ball in the dirt, and the runner will advance as the throw is high. And on the wild pitch, the runner is safe at second. That's high change-up for ball three. And the count runs full. Cut! Fair ball down the first base line. The runner's going to round third and come home. The runner comes into the cutoff man to hold the batter at first base. And Herts will score another one. Nice piece of hitting from whoever that was. Yes, that was Michael Barrett with the RBI base hit. And Cameron Lee shows bunt. The ball is in the dirt again, and the runner takes second. The catcher's a little bit mad at himself, is the catcher Connor Brown, but I don't think it was entirely his fault. I think Ryan McLaughlin gave him a tough pitch to handle. And that puts another runner into scoring position for Ergen Sherpa. That's another one in the dirt. 2-0. Connor, no difficulty smothering it this time. McLaughlin to Sherpa. In the dirt again, ball three. McLaughlin just having a little bit of trouble finding the zone here. Sherpa's been hitting the ball hard, but no reason not to challenge him. That's a strike on the inside corner. 3-1. Ooh, just outside. Ergen Sherpa will move down to the empty first base. And number 42, the third baseman, Miguel Rodriguez, steps into the box. Righty on righty. McLaughlin to Rodriguez. High, off the catcher's helmet. Both runners are going to advance. Connor Brown unfazed by the fact that he's just taken one to the head. Might have caught a bit of his glove as well. The 1-0. Strike one on the inside corner. Nice pitch. 1-1 to Miguel Rodriguez. Strike right down the middle. Rodriguez looked like he was looking all the way, despite having runners on the second and third with no outs. That one is swung on and missed. And the catcher throws down the first for the putout. McLaughlin has his third strikeout. Or is it second strikeout? Well, he should have had three the way he was pounding the zone in the first inning, but it'll be Will Zucker to face McLaughlin. Righty on righty. Swung on and missed. Strike one. And if McLaughlin can pitch out of this one, he'd be very happy with himself. That's curveball down the middle. Strike two. Just snuck that curve in there. Not quite a backdoor curveball, but moved a bit like one. That's swung on foul over the first base dugout. Still 0-2. McLaughlin winds and deals again, and that's slow. Zucker takes ball one. McLaughlin has pitches to play with here, having worked himself into an early lead. That's slow and outside. Catcher smothers it, runners hold. Good effort from Brown to get that ball. It was squirted away through the dust all the way back to the backstop. Backstops are near enough home plate here that that's not going to score the runner by default. So with the catcher staying on top of it, no runs will score. And that will be 2-2. Chopped to the shortstop, thrown across the diamond, and out. 1 run will score. A productive art? I don't know what an art is. A productive out for the Toucans. And the runner on second will also advance to third. McLaughlin outside. Satohiko Fukuda takes ball one. It's inside. Didn't seem to be what the catcher was setting up for. So Fukuda quickly ahead 2-0 in the count against McLaughlin. That's fastball hit on to the second baseman. Didn't quite get all of it. And that's thrown over to first for a 4-3 put out. And that'll be the inning. Herts add on 1. Gordon Cameron steps into the box to face Eric Headland here in the bottom of the second. Herts ahead 3-0. That's a strike down the middle. It's chopped to the shortstop, fired across the diamond. No drama to the first baseman and out. 6-3. Righty to lefty now. That one's chopped to the second baseman, and that'll go across to first for the second out. 2 balls, 2 ground outs. And Eric Headland has pitched himself into a chance at a clean inning here. Ryan McLaughlin, the pitcher, steps into the box. Pitcher on pitcher. It's low in the dust for ball 1. Otani rule very much in use today by both teams. That's strike 1 down the middle. Maybe a little bit towards the outside of middle. The 1-1 to McLaughlin. Cut up into the backstop near where we're sitting. And Headland goes ahead 1-2. Headland high. 2-2. McLaughlin. And he winds and deals again. That one's low. McLaughlin works himself into a full count. The payoff pitch. Chopped. High fly ball into right field and caught. Took him a long time to get under it. It's quite windy out here in Finsbury Park in central London. But no trouble for the right fielder. And we'll go to the top of the third, with Herts still leading 3-0. Josh Merry at the first baseman to face Ryan McLaughlin here in the top of the third. And the first pitch is in for a strike. Fastball low in the zone. That's a sort of a interesting movement on that pitch. It kind of was tailing outside and then just kept going outside. Ball one. Pitcher sets up outside. Swung on and missed, strike two. The 1-2. Oh, just missed the bottom corner of the zone. 2-2. Pitcher sets up side again. Swung on and foul tipped into the glove. Strike three. Nice payoff pitch from McLaughlin there to finish him. That's chopped at the catcher's feet. Foul ball from Kazuki Tezuka. Tezuka walked in the first inning. That's outside. 2-0. And Tezuka's good eye persists as he goes 3-0 against Ryan McLaughlin, who has already struck out 3 batters. That's a strike down the middle, fastball, 3-1. Tezuka with a high leg kick. Oh, and it catches an odd bit of turf or bit of sand or something. That was headed right to the third baseman, but it just hopped over them at the last minute in somewhat dramatic fashion. That will go down as a base hit for Kazuki Tezuka. And Herts have a man on first for Michael Barrett, the shortstop. There's a pickoff attempt at first base, but Tezuka had hardly moved. Furia sees ball one outside. Uncompetitive pitch. And the left-handed 2-1 player who's pitched superbly in the first game, but didn't do much with the bat, is now 1-1 against Ryan McLaughlin. That's hit foul. Not by much. Recovered by the right fielder. Furia goes behind McLaughlin 1-2. That's hit into center field. The center fielder is under it and caught. Fired into second, and the runner will not advance. It went into kind of medium length right center field, one of those areas where maybe you think about tagging, maybe you don't, but it was just not quite far enough. So there will be 2 outs for Michael Barrett, the shortstop. And McLaughlin, oh no, that was a pickoff attempt, but it hit the ground in front of first base, hopped over the first baseman, and into the first base dugout, or thereabouts. So the runner will automatically get second base with the ball having gone out of play. And that puts a man into scoring position for Michael Barrett. That's a grounder to the shortstop and thrown over to first base for the out. 6-3. Toucans fail to add on as we go to the bottom of the third. Walter Bass will now face Eric Headland. And that's right down the middle for strike one. Headland low this time. Oh no, there was a strike. It was a curveball that caught the bottom of the zone. Excellent pitch. Fooled everyone. Headland takes a sign from the pitcher. Winds, deals. That's inside and low for ball one. In the dirt this time and outside. Ball two. 2-2. So after falling behind, Walter Bass finds himself even in the count. That's chopped back to the backstop. In fact, it killed my camera, so we're going to have to sort that out. Okay, camera is fixed. We've had some action. Robert Jacobs got a single and then stole second, which is, I think, is around about when the camera came back on. There was then a yes, there was then a ball which went to the shortstop, which then just knocked down without really being collected cleanly, and then that was fired over to first, but late, so the runner was safe. Herts Toucans will bring on a new pitcher to face Quinn Cotton. I will try to find out who that pitcher is. This is Hashiguchi on the mound, and that's a fastball just outside, ball one. That one's down the middle of strike one, 1-1. He seems to like looking at that bottom lower corner. That's a curveball, chopped to the third baseman. The third baseman steps on third for the out, and then across to first base for the double play. And we have our first double play of the day, and it's a 6-3 inning over. McLaughlin fires outside, ball 1. That one's chopped over to the shortstop, Quinn Cotton, who fires over to first and out. What a fantastic play from Quinn Cotton. Spiraling across the center of the diamond to get that put out. It was not easy. Low and away to start off Ergen Sherpa. Cameron Lee was the batter put out at first. And that swung on and missed strike 1. That swung on. He got under it. Did he get all of it? Oh, he's caught! Caught by the left fielder. And 2 fantastic defensive plays from Antoine Miller over in left and Quinn Cotton at short prevent the Herts from getting on base. 2 outs. That's low and away again to start off the batter, who is Miguel Rodriguez, the third baseman. That's low and away again. Well, McLaughlin seems to have found a sequence he likes, starting off 0 away and then kind of creeping back into the zone. That's right down the middle of strike 1. He has I don't know if it's a true slider as such, but it's kind of a sliding fastball, which tends to go low and away. And then he's got that more true slider, which was swung on to the second baseman and over to first for the out. And that will go down in order to finish the top of the 4th. Masa Hashiguchi stays in to pitch to his counterpart, Ryan McLaughlin. Excuse me, that's not Ryan McLaughlin. That is... Well, that is a strike to someone. Is that Connor Brown? And Brown takes ball 1 to even up the count. It is Connor Brown. That one's low, just low. And Brown goes ahead 2-1. Stretches, winds, deals, down the middle, strike 2. Fastball that challenged him, but felt like he was just taking that regardless. And, oh, he rung him up. Connor Brown sees strike 3 on a backdoor slider. My goodness, didn't even know he had that in his arsenal. Well, it'll be Antoine Miller coming up with 1 out. Righty on lefty. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Masa Hashiguchi, very expressive pitcher. That one's chopped down the middle to the second baseman, over to the first baseman. First baseman dropped it, and he's safe. The first baseman just could not collect it cleanly. That's Josh Merriott over at first. The throw was very low, but it was gettable. And that will likely be an E3. So the Mets have a runner on for Gordon Cameron. Righty on righty. Curveball comes into the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Well, kind of through the bottom of the zone and out of it again, but good enough. That just looped through the knee area. Very hard to get an eye on that or hit on that. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Excellent pitch. Kind of set him up for that one. It looked like a similar pitch, but it made a late break away from the zone. And Hashiguchi, is quickly ahead, 0-2. That one is in the dirt. And I think that was did you get a piece of that? That was a foul ball. So it will remain 0-2. And the runner holds. The OT to Cameron, no, he did a bit of a pump fake over to first base to hold the runner. I do not think the runner was going anywhere, but maybe it's just to reset. That's in the dirt again with a scream from Hashiguchi. So Gordon Cameron finds ball 1 at last on the 6th pitch of the at-bat. That one is low. No, that's strikeout. I think he swung at that pitch. I didn't quite see it. And that will be 2 strikeouts for Hashiguchi. And that'll bring up Ryan Smith. Pinch hitting, it seems, for Mike Banagale. That's chopped. Fly ball down the line. It's foul. It was in the air a long time. I said chopped. I thought it bounced initially, but I think it was just a fly ball. And it never quite got to either fair territory or to the right fielder. So we will reset. The 1-1. That one is chopped. Over to the first baseman. There's a race to the bag, and he's out. Well, some confused, but in the end, effective fielding. Hashiguchi ended up taking the ball himself to first base and is pumped to get all 3 outs in that inning without any damage. McLaughlin starts him low and outside for ball 1 here in the top of the 5th. That one's chopped over to the third baseman. Oh, and he bubbles it. It went in and out of his glove. It ended up leaking into left field. It might possibly go down as a base hit. It was quite sharply hit, but in any case, Herts Toucans have their lead runner on. That was Satohiko Fukuda. Sorry, this is Satohiko Fukuda. The previous batter runner was Will Zucker, and that did go down on an error on the third baseman, E5. That one's bunted in the air, and it falls down for the pitcher. The pitcher throws over to first and out. A productive out advances the runner. Actually ended up being a pretty tough play for the pitcher, but the throw was basically right up the line of first base, and it was very hard to get a good angle on the throw, but made a nice little toss over the head to first, and it was out. And this one is a fly ball going to go out of play. Third baseman thought he had a bead on it. Gordon Cameron over there at third base was looking longingly at that ball as it came down, but it never quite was playable. This one is grounded over to second. Second to first. And there's 2 away. Runner over to third on the play, so there'll be a runner at third with 2 outs for Josh Marriott. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Nice pitch. It was a fastball on the inner lower third of the zone. That one is slider outside. 1-1. That's over the head, and the runner's going to come in. The runner's going to... Oh! The catcher threw to the pitcher. The throw beat the runner, but the runner slid under the tag, and the ball was dropped. McLaughlin taps his chest in apology as the catcher, Connor Brown, got to that ball well in time, but was not cleanly handled. Toucans take on an insurance run. The 3-1. Chopped back to the mound. Over to first and out. But the Toucans get another run, and it is 4-0 at the end of the fourth. Play called. Righty on righty, and it's chopped over to short and through. That'll be a base hit for the pitcher, Connor McLaughlin, to start off the Mets in the top of the sixth. In the bottom of the fifth, excuse me. Hashiguchi will now face Walter Bass. That's on the outside corner. Strike one. Nice pitch. It was a curveball that just caught the outer half of the zone. That swung on a miss, strike two. And very quickly ahead in the count is Hashiguchi to Walter Bass. Walter Bass takes a minute, digs in, looks up. Hashiguchi whines and deals. That's over the head of the shortstop. Base hit. Almost caught it. He was reaching over his head, maybe more in hope than expectation, but it fell behind him into shallow left field. And we will have runners at first and second, no outs. So Mets cooking something up, or trying to, in the bottom of the fifth here. They went down 4 in the previous game as well to come back to win. That's a strike fastball. Slightly outside, but fairly middle, you'd say. Hashiguchi shakes off a sign and nods at the next one, looks back at second. Looks back at second again, winds, deals, and it's inside for another strike. Hashiguchi pounding the zone against Robert Jacobs, the leadoff center fielder. That's Rob Jacobs, and he has a base hit. Runners rounding third. The runner will come home standing as the throw goes to third base, and the Mets are on the board with an RBI single from Robert Jacobs. We have first and second, still no outs for Taisei Nakahara. Swung on first pitch, over to third base. He looks at the runner. And I think the throw was for the force out at second. I couldn't quite see it. So I think there'll be one runners at the corners and one out with the force at second. And that'll bring Quinn Cotton to the plate with a runner in scoring position, and though at first. Check back to the runner at first. That was actually a close one. Most of our checks to first have been uncompetitive, but that one was worth it. Hashiguchi to Cotton. That's a foul tip into the glove, strike, but a stolen base nonetheless. Taisei Nakahara advances, and that puts 2 runners into scoring position for Mr. Cotton. Quinn Cotton questioning whether it was a foul ball, but it was not a foul ball, it was a foul tip. Which you really should know, having played professional baseball, but fair question, I guess. Yeah, so confusion is dispelled by this elite umpiring crew. Hashiguchi to Cotton. Swung on. That's a foul ball. Swung into his feet. Hashiguchi now ahead of Cotton 0-2. And the pitch is into the catcher's feet, and it's a wild pitch. He gathers it, it fires at home, but the runner did not try to take third. It is an eventful ball, but just a ball. And I forgot to advance the runner on the scoreboard. Apologies for that. It is second and third, not first and third. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on into deep. Deep center left field. I think that will be a ground rule double for Mr. Cotton. I think the ball landed just between the left fielder and the center fielder and hopped over the fence. And that will give him an automatic bases clearing double. And all of a sudden, the Mets are back in this game. It is 4-3 in the bottom of the fifth. And the Mets still threatening with the speedy Cotton on second. Connor Brown, the batter, takes ball one inside. Connor Brown yet to record a base hit in this game or the previous one. That one is chopped foul. He's been swinging well, though. A lot of balls going foul. A lot of balls coming off his bat. Fast, but at the fielders. Just has to put the frustration behind him and find some production. That one is at the catcher's feet, and that will advance Quinn. Quinn advances on the wild pitch. The catcher recovered quickly, but just not quickly enough. And Quinn Cotton goes to third. That's strike two, excuse me, to Connor Brown. And Hashiguchi evens up the count. Hashiguchi shakes off 2 or even 3 signs. Now comes set. Wines delivers. Base hit into deep right center field. And that is another ground rule double, which will score another run, and the game is tied. And a productive inning for the Mets, with RBIs from Quinn Cotton, Connor Brown, make sure my scoreboard is up to date. The runner is on second now. Reset the count. There we go. So Antoine Miller is the new batter. Swung on a miss, strike one. Righty to lefty. Fastball outside for ball 2. Antoine Miller has been patient at the plate today. That patience has not always been rewarded, but he's done well to make himself some at-bats. This is popped high, infield fly, gathered by the shortstop. Connor Brown had to scurry back to second base, and there's 2 away. So that'll bring up Gordon Cameron. Cameron swings underneath it, but it goes high and foul over the third base dugout. Another foul ball, this time chopped at the catcher's knees. Oh, and 2. That one is low and inside. Sometimes Hashiguchi screams when he lets the ball go, and sometimes he doesn't. I'm not sure if there's much of a pattern to it. That was a slider. And now the fastball outside, and he rings him up. It's strike 3 to end the inning. Excellent pitch catches Gordon Cameron looking, but the Mets tie it. It's 4-4 going into the top of the 6th. So Ryan McLaughlin will stay in to pitch to a different baseball player who is. Be nice if they had names on their jerseys. That one is just on the outside corner of the plate for strike 1. Nice pitch. That one is chopped over to the second baseman and over to first for the out. And a quick 1 out here for Ryan McLaughlin. That was Tsuyoshi Furuya, the two-way player who just grounded out to second. And this will be Michael Barrett, the shortstop. Ooh, nice little sort of curving changeup. Gets a lot of the zone and a strike for his trouble. Michael Barrett looks at a pitch just outside, just missed with the fastball. Evens up the count 1-1. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Challenged him and beat him. 1-2. That one is swung on, foul over to the snow fence, deep into the foul territory on the first base side of the field. Still 1-2. McLaughlin winds and deals, swung on and missed, strike 3. McLaughlin was all over Barrett in that at-bat, and he gets his man. 2 outs. So Cameron Lee will be the next batter to face McLaughlin. That will be outside for ball 1, fastball. Another fastball, same location, also ignored. Cameron Lee spits on 2 outside fastballs. That one is just a little bit low. It was a change-up, I believe. So Cameron Lee now ahead 3-0. That one's high, and a 4-pitch walk sends Cameron Lee to first base. Ergen Sherpa, the new batter, takes ball slightly low. Fastball just underneath the knees. And now a slider away falls behind 2-0. Ryan McLaughlin now hasn't fired a strike in 6 pitches. Fires. That one was a strike, but it was fouled away. The 2-1 steps off. Ryan McLaughlin descends the mound again, winds, deals, and right through the middle with a curveball, strike 2. That sets up this 2-2 to Ergen Sherpa, and it's swung into right field, but the right fielder is under it to make the catch. And minus a 2-out walk, Herts go down in order. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Game tied, 4 apiece. First pitch is fouled straight back at us. Ryan Smith, the right fielder, is batting against Masa Hashiguchi. Hashiguchi fires home, and it's just outside. Hashiguchi wanted that one. It was a curveball that kind of crossing the plate and tailing away, and I guess just a little bit too much away for the umpire's liking. That one's down the middle, no doubt. Comes at it with the fastball, and it's 1-2. That one is well inside. Hashiguchi laughing at that one as well. That was clearly a ball. And now he winds and deals. Chopped over the pitcher's head. I think the pitcher might have deflected it slightly, and it's airmailed over first base by the shortstop. And Ryan Smith will walk into second base on the overthrow. Unfortunate for Toucans, who seem to have Ryan Smith dead to rights, but the throw just went awry. So it'll be pitcher on pitcher. Hashiguchi to McLaughlin, and that's in for a strike. High and inside. Chin music puts us one apiece. In the dirt, 2-1. Hashiguchi. Hashiguchi sort of looks at the runner, but doesn't really look back the runner. Just seems to want to know what the runner's doing rather than challenging them in any way. Another inside fastball gives us 3-1. That one is swung under, and it hooks foul over the snow fence on right. That will push the count full. Still no outs. Inside. Oh, we got him. Caught the top corner of the plate. Inside top corner, I think. And gets him looking. What a fantastic pitch from Hashiguchi there at a crucial moment. And there's one away. So after striking out his counterpart, Hashiguchi will face Walter Bass, the first baseman. That one is caught the bottom corner, this one, the bottom outside corner. And Hashiguchi is painting it right now. Fastball down the middle, swung on and hit foul to the backstop. And Hashiguchi is quickly ahead 0-2. Walter Bass takes a minute, calls time, steps back in, digs himself a new foothold for his loading leg. Righty on righty, and there's time called again. 2 times in one at bat, you wouldn't get that in the majors. But he really was not happy with his foothold there. The 0-2 pitch. That one is grounded foul. Looked like it had a chance for a minute, but it probably wouldn't have beat the third baseman if it did. So we'll still be 0-2. And Hashiguchi looks back at the runner, winds, deals. Down the middle, beat him with the fastball, strike 3. And a swinging strikeout gets Hashiguchi the second out in this 6th inning. And having had a runner on second with 0 outs, the Mets have failed to convert it or advance it. Robert Jacobs, the leadoff man, now comes to the plate. That one is just low, beneath the bottom of the zone. Changeup, I believe. That's inside. Sort of a sliding curve, a slurve, if you will, perhaps, but 2-0 in any case. Hashiguchi looks back the runner, fires a fastball, and a strike. That's a pretty good fastball when he uncorks it, and it's almost always on target, so unless you hit it back over his head, that's a good pitch to rely on for him. Hashiguchi deals, that's inside. 3-1. Robert Jacobs looks at ball 4. It was a fastball, it was just outside, and a patient at bat for Jacobs puts another man on for Taisei Nakahara. First and second, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Just inside, didn't miss by much. Hashiguchi has really been tempting batters with some of these pitches. That's a strike. Swung and a missed, 1-1. Deep breath from Hashiguchi. Looks back the runner, winds, deals with a scream. It's a fastball, and it's strike. Hashiguchi takes a sign. There's a little wiggle. That one is chopped foul behind the batter. And we'll do it again, 1-2. Runners on first and second. Hashiguchi looking at the runner on second, but again, not really checking in him. There was a double scream there, and that results in a ball. Two and two to Nakahara. That's just a bit high with the fastball, and the count runs full. Didn't miss by much. Feel like Hashiguchi wanted that one. And now he does a ghost throw to second as well as a look. But there was no fielder there to collect it, so it's a good thing he didn't. Both second base and shortstop are not checking the runner at all. They're at standard positions. Hashiguchi fires into the batter, and that is swung under, fly ball, center field, and caught. And that will end the inning. It stays 4-4. We'll go to the top of the 7th in a few minutes. Ryan McLaughlin opens with a strike to Miguel Rodriguez. And then Miguel Rodriguez looks at a low fastball for ball 1. 1-1. That's right down the middle, fastball, strike 2. McLaughlin has been pretty economical with his pitches despite allowing 4 runs. He goes into the 7th inning looking pretty fresh, and he tries to field at his own pitch, but he gets him anyway. Extraordinary play from Ryan McLaughlin. Bobbles it momentarily, but fires a strike to first to get his man. So that'll bring up Will Zucker, the second baseman, leading off here for the Herts Toucans. Ball inside starts it off. McLaughlin deals low, and that will roll back to the backstop. Ball 2. That, almost caught the zone, but didn't. It was a curveball which just flirted with the outside of the plate, but didn't catch any of it. And now returns to the fastball and gets that edge that he was looking for before. 3-1. Right down the middle for strike 2. The fastballs have been good for McLaughlin. The secondaries have been slightly less competitive. That's outside ball 4. And the Toucans get a man on with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. The catcher, Fukuda Satohiko, steps into the box and swings, and it's through the gap. That will go into left field, and the runner will be held at second. So it'll be first and second with one out, with Josh Marriott coming to bat. Josh Marriott has struck out twice to McLaughlin today. That's low, in the dirt, ball one. Righty to lefty, that's away, ball two. It's kind of almost a slider. I'm not sure whether to call it a slider or not. Kind of tails away late. Similar pitch, but finds the zone this time. It's 2-1. McLaughlin to Marriott. That's outside, ball three. And it's a hitter's count for Josh Marriott with 2 men on base. Just verifying the count for everyone so we know where we are. That one is sliced foul over everyone's head into the next diamond along. And we'll have a full count, so the runners will be running. That's chopped foul of the first base line. And we'll do it again. Ryan McLaughlin looking for his third strikeout of Josh Marriott today. And he gets it. Swung on and missed, strike three. So it'll be 2 outs for Kazuki Tezuka. That's outside, ball one. Cries of "Come on, Kaz" coming out of the visitors' dugout. It's a check swing, ball two. Oh, that's kicked off the grounder off the third baseman's leg. Recovered by the shortstop. Everybody's safe. It was a very, very sharp grounder at third base. And he just could not handle it. It was a tricky play. So bases will be loaded for Tsuyoshi Furuya, the designated hitter. And he swings at the first pitch, and he's under it. And it goes over, and the third baseman runs out of room. Cameron Gordon wanted that one. Gordon Cameron, excuse me, other way around, wanted that one, but it just was too far over the fence. So McLaughlin to Furuya again, chopped foul behind the home side batting circle. righty to lefty here. Furia looking for his first hit in a while. That's a fair ball! Furia has a base hit. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. The third one will be held at third. But Herts score 2 on the RBI single from Furia. And just like that, Herts Toucans are up 6-4. And Furia will take second on that play. Is that a... Didn't see him coming into second, but fair enough. So that will be a bases clearing double. And that's another hard hit ball over the head of the left fielder. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. Toucans make it 8-4. And this game has quickly gone out of hand for the Mets. Both Furia and Barrett with 2 RBI doubles. Conversation on the mound as the Mets work out how to stay competitive in this game. There is only one more half an inning for them to scratch together 4 runs. The official scorebook says Furia, Suyoshi Furia to third on the ground rule double, but I don't think it was a ground rule double. I think it was an ordinary double. And I think Furia has scored. To double check. Very long conversation on the mound with the umpire, and it looks like we will have a change of pitcher here. We will find out who that is in a minute, and we'll be right back. So Cameron Lee steps in, looking to increase Herts' lead here. That skips behind to the backstop, and I think it may have taken out our camera again. Yes, it has. We will get that fixed in a second. Strike one. There's a high ball to Cameron Lee. And that's just outside the bottom corner, so it's now 2-1. I will take a short break to fix the camera. So Nakahara was on the mound for the Mets and struck out Lee Cameron to end that inning. But Toucans got 4, so it will be Toucans 8, Mets 4, and it's do or die in the bottom of the 7th for the Mets. Pulled foul over to the third base dugout. Base coach runs after it to collect it. Excuse me, the third baseman actually ran after it to collect it. Hope he didn't need to do that, but nice that he did. Hashiguchi has pitched well. He's pitching in long relief here for the Toucans. That's a dribbler down to the third baseman, but it's not fielded cleanly. And the leadoff man is on for the Mets. And can they repeat their magic from the first game? The leadoff man is on. That is Brown Connor, who managed to get the infield hit. And one thing I missed, Quinn Cotton was actually intentionally walked to lead off the inning, which is an interesting choice. And that's a chopper into the... No, it's a fly ball into the outfield. And oh! Quinn Cotton almost got doubled off. But the throw was just a little bit late, and the second baseman was not on the bag, or the shortstop was not on second base. So Quinn Cotton stays alive there. That could have been disaster. Double play. But it will only be 1 out with men on first and second for the Mets. Gordon Cameron takes a strike. And a big scream from Hashiguchi with another strike in the inside part of the plate. Hashiguchi has been electric in long relief here for the Herts Toucans, looking to close this one out. Pulled foul high and far over the third base crowd here. We'll do it again. 0-2. Hashiguchi to Cameron. That's just outside. Didn't miss by much. There was lots of excitement in the dugout that it might have been a cold strike 3. Mike Shepard likes to keep us in suspense a little bit. His calls are just a beat after the pitch comes in. That one is grounded to third base. 1 out is made on Quinn Cotton. It's thrown across the diamond, but they will not get the runner at first. The throw was off target. And to be honest, Gordon Cameron might have beat it out anyway. So we will have runners on first and second now with 2 outs. And the Toucans need only 1 out to split this doubleheader. Ryan Smith is the batter. That's a foul ball. Mets need some magic here. They have only 1 out left. They need 4 runs to make this a ball game. And that's a check swing foul. It was almost a reaction swing. I don't think he was really trying to swing out the ball. He was just trying to protect himself. But it ends up as a foul ball. And Hashiguchi goes ahead 0-2. Hashiguchi to Ryan Smith. Called strike 3 and he's out. The Herts Toucans close it out and win this 8-4. That'll be all from us at Finsbury Park. Thank you for being here with us on this alternately sunny, windy, and rainy day here in the heart of London. We will be back in May for more London baseball. Until then, I've been M. Dean. Have a beautiful evening and a lovely rest of your weekend.